Good morning. My name is Stewart, and today I'd like to give a brief look into future attribute screening technology. During the course of this presentation, we'll be going over several areas. First, the context, then the information technology involved in the program, competitive environment, the economics, the organizational implementation, and lastly, I'd like to go over a summary of what we discussed. For the context, the Future Attribute Screening Technology is a joint venture between Draper Laboratory and the Department of Homeland Security. The intent of the program was to enhance security through technology, but not like we've seen in screening areas now, where you may have body scanners or simple x-rays, or maybe even a swab to detect bomb material. The FAST program was specifically designed to detect malintent. Now, malintent is a mashup of words that was created by Department of Homeland Security that stands for malicious intent. So the program is supposed to predict if a person is likely to commit a crime before they commit a crime. And herein lies the controversy. FAST was built using already available technologies and new software algorithms. This is an artist's rendering of what a FAST system would do. As a person is walking, sensors are picking up their facial expressions, picking up their eye movement, picking up their gaze pattern. Thermal sensors are picking up the pores that are in their face to see if they're opening up or if they're normal. And then all those things put together between those sensors are sent to the proper authorities in order to alert that that person may be thinking of committing some type of malintent and they should be screened further. The information technology. There are several components that make up the FAST system. First, the remote eye tracker, the thermal cameras, the high resolution cameras, fidget sensors, and lastly, the cardiovascular respiratory sensors. The remote eye trackers, as you can see here in the picture, they can pick up the gaze of a person if the person is looking at one thing for a specific amount of time. The algorithm is able to pick up what exactly they're looking at, and using the other sensors, predict if that person is thinking of harming or doing something to that object that they're gazing at. Through the thermal cameras, um, they're able to see the pores opening in the face, as you can see here in the picture. And it shows that a person that is being deceptive or thinking of possibly doing something wrong is likely to have more pores open in their face. Now, this, of course, causes controversy with people who say that, oh, maybe I'm just hot. But that's why we have additional sensors to back up that one sensor. So no judgment is made specifically on one sensor alone. High resolution cameras are there, of course, to capture video of the person, their movement, and possibly use that for post recognition. Next is the fidget sensors. The fidget sensors are set in the floors, and they're usually probably going to be put at the TSA stand where the person has to talk directly to a TSA agent, and they're able to see if a person is rocking back and forth or having some type of fidgeting motion that the eye normally wouldn't be able to see. But they can pick up in those very, 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 very sensitive sensors. Uh, Next, the cardiovascular and respiratory sensors. This technology is still in its infancy, really, because generally how we collected cardiovascular and respiratory information was through actual physical contact of a person. And since the program is meant to be non-invasive, um, the technology is still catching up to the idea. Next, let's talk about the competitive environment. So some competitors for FAST are currently the Embodied Avatar Project, which Homeland Security and Border Patrol are actually trying to use down near the Mexico border. But this system is a lot different than FAST because it's not non-invasive. And the person actually has to go up to the machine, and it has a lot of the similar sensors to FAST, but not all of them, and especially the cardiovascular and respiratory system that they're trying to build into FAST. And this system, you actually have to go up to a kiosk, it asks you a bunch of questions, and then it measures your response through the sensors. Some customers for FAST are possibly foreign governments looking to enhance their border security, um, and private corporations, very large private corporations that need to protect against corporate espionage. I mean, what better way to find out if someone's going to be stealing the information from your company than to have a system set up where they don't even know that they're being monitored. And some powerful trading partners for FAST and Draper Laboratories are the individual manufacturers of the components that make up FAST. Also, Draper Labs is a trading partner with the government because the technology belongs to Draper Labs, but it's the government's contract. So for the economic feasibility for Draper Laboratories and the FAST system are actually very good. The government just renewed their contract with Draper Laboratories, bringing it up from 1.4 million on the initial contract to now 27.6 million. The best case scenarios for Draper to receive the full contract amount up, I misquoted. Instead of 27.6, it's $24.7 million. So the best case scenario would be for Draper to receive the full contract amount of $24.7 million. The worst case scenario for Draper would be that they could only get the amount that they were guaranteed, which is 6.1 million. So that's a clause that is set in the contract by the government. They don't have to pay them the full 24. They only have to pay the 6 million. And in a case like that, it would probably be more like the government wants to cut that program, doesn't feel that it is necessary at the moment. But with the current state of panic in the U.S., we don't see that being a foreseeable problem. So we shouldn't have to worry about funding for Draper Laboratories when it comes to the FAST program. The likely case scenario would be that the Draper will receive the full funding for the current contract and being extended for future work on the same contract. The organizational implementation. So the possibility of FAST system becoming something that is current is very highly likely. The government has already started development and limited testing, although they haven't said where the testing has been, but they have said that the testing is strictly being done on DHS employees right now and not on the public. And they have also, the accuracy has been improved on the FAST system dramatically up to 70%. Even though 70% is still a low number when it comes to picking people out of the crowd and possibly alienating a lot of Americans using that are under this system, 70% is a big jump from where it was before in the 40s. The government has also renewed their contract, as I said before, from Draper from 1.4 million. In conclusion, the protection of its citizens by enemies foreign and domestic are one of the pillars of any strong government entity. And by doing so, it also ensures the government secures its own economic stability. With the rising concern of security in America and around the globe, systems like FAST will enable a secure future. Thank you.